My daughter recently got out of a relationship that she was in for about 3 years. While she was in that relationship, they acquired an enormous amount of debt together, although they were not married. We have about 70, 80,000 in vehicle loans, 15,000 in credit card, and about 20,000 in a business loan. Her boyfriend had quit his job to when the owner sold the business so he could branch out and open his own. And the majority of the vehicles are upside down on their loans because he took additional equity to start his new business.
Before I let her continue to say everything that she has to say, uh, vehicles are always going to be upside down on their loans because as soon as you drive it off the lot, the vehicle is literally not worth what you paid for it. Like it's worth literally thousands less than what you took out a loan for it. Cars are always going to be upside down on their loans. It's as soon as you drive it off the lot. So
Um, Now that they are no longer together, she is a co-signer on all of this stuff.
Oh boy.
She is a single mom of two, and he has no verifiable or income because the business is so new and he is in with a partner. She is the only one that has verifiable income, and it's not that much. So we're not sure. She's contacted a couple attorneys. Nobody wants to really work with her to get it to where her name is off these loans. I know it can be very difficult, but we're wondering if she should probably file bankruptcy to get her out of all of this debt that she actually has no benefit of.
I will say this. It is of my opinion, and again, this is my opinion only, but I do not think that you, as a person in a relationship, should be co signing or taking out loans with your boyfriend or girlfriend unless, again, you're married. You shouldn't be doing it. Why? Because stuff like this can happen. You guys can just break up. And then what? You broke up and now you're on the hook for things that you might not even have anything to do with necessarily. And if the other person wants to be an a-hole, they can be an a-hole all they want. They can make it as difficult as possible for you in that situation because they're bitter about having broken up with you or having left the relationship or whatever the case may be. You do not, unless you're married, should be taking out loans with another person, co-signing anything. Because yes, while you can leave a marriage, it is not as easy to leave a marriage as it is a relationship. Because if I'm in a relationship, I can just say tomorrow, it's over and it's over. If I'm married, yes, I may want it to be over, but there's litigation involved. There's, court proceedings. There's much more than just I'm out of this. And then the courts can make decisions on things like this and maybe things can get resolved that way. But when you're in this kind of situation, I just don't think it's a smart thing to do to take out a loan with somebody that you're just dating, even if you guys have been dating for 3 years or whatever the case may be. Hey guys, Gil here. If you're enjoying the video so far, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to support my work, I have links in the description box below. Now, let's get back to the video.
Oh boy. And you've already run this by attorneys to see if there's anything there to maybe legally split this or do something, and nobody will touch it.
They really don't want to because where he is the primary loan holder and she is the co-signer,
It's
even
legal.
if they get a judgment, the banks don't necessarily want to take her off as the co-signer.
Well,
She
they
would
know how
still
risky
end up
this is.
Yeah,
They like her on
exactly.
there. They want someone else on the hook.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Tell us about the cars. You said they're both upside down. How badly, and how many are there?
There currently are 3 vehicles. I believe it's a 22 Chevy Silverado that has about 50,000 that's owed on it. In addition to the vehicle loan, there was also a trailer for a motorcycle as well as a motorcycle. I do not believe that has extra equity. I believe that is just straight for those three pieces of property. They have a Hyundai, a 24 Hyundai, that is only valued at $33,000, but they got an additional $7,000 to put into his business.
Oh,
She
boy.
had a
Okay.
Toyota Corolla that was paid off. It's an older Corolla. They went in and got a $9,000 loan on it. The car's not worth, but maybe about $4,000.
This is actually insane. Listen to what she just said. That woman was literally, she was bamboozled. She was tricked by her ex-boyfriend. She had a paid off car that she decided to go and take a loan out on to help this guy start this business that if it works out, she will see no benefits of whatsoever. And if it doesn't work out, guess who's on the hook for that money? She is. Now, I'm no lawyer. I don't know if this is possible. Her being on the loans, if the business becomes successful, if she has any claim toward the business. I'm assuming not, but again, I'm no lawyer. And if you're a lawyer watching this video, let me know in the comments. But it's insane that if the business becomes successful, she sees no benefit of the business. But if the business fails, she sees all the failure of it. She is responsible for paying these business loans, these cars. And again, it's insane that she would even take out a loan on an already paid off car. That is not a smart decision whatsoever. And I mean, this guy completely bamboozled. I mean, he tricked her like through and through. This is horrible.
So they owe 9 and it's worth 4.
Correct.
And let's go back
There's-
to the Hyundai. She owes 33. What's the Hyundai worth?
It's worth 33. They owe 40.
Okay. And then let's go back to the first one, the $50,000 one. They owe 50, and what's that one worth?
It's probably worth around 45 to 50. It is a very nice Chevy Silverado Club Cab pickup.
And you're telling me the trailer and the motorcycle are worth nothing?
It's a dirt bike trailer
Okay.
for racing dirt bikes. It would maybe be worth $3,000
Okay, that's
in
good.
our area in the
Yeah,
market.
we need that. And what about the motorcycle or the dirt bike?
That's probably the motorcycle and the trailer might bring 4 or 5 out of them if you
Combined.
sold them together.
Okay.
Correct.
So what I'd want to know, what I'd be seeking out next is if she can sell these items, being the cosigner, and that's what I'd want a judge to approve. Hey, we can't find this guy. We can't track him down. He has no income. This is destroying her credit. Can we have the ability,
we
a
know
court order to
exactly
sell?
where he's at.
Okay.
He will not cooperate.
Right, and that's why I'm saying,
He
can we get a
actually-
judge to order it?
Okay.
That's what I'd check on. I don't know if they will, because what's taken place is totally legal. She co-signed on debt, which is honestly, and I mean, you already know this is just one of the worst things that you can do because you're on the line. That's the whole point. If this guy doesn't pay, I'm saying I will. That's what you're saying when you co-sign.
Right.
So there's nothing, except him being a scumbag, there's nothing illegal going on here. There's nothing, quote, wrong going on here. So it's going to be hard, but I would at least try to say, I'd try to go before a judge and say, this person's not paying. Here's what it's doing to me.
Well, and-
can we sell these assets
that's-
so that we can clear that?
That is an issue we're running up against is he is making monthly payments. But at the rate that he's making these monthly payments, if he ever stops, she doesn't know until it's too late.
Right.
If he, her name's on the vehicles as well. So she can't go get something independently of him.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
right.
has come and taken her vehicle while she was at work.
Well, how can he do
Um,
that? Is she
because
driving one of
he
these?
has an extra key.
Oh, she's
Excuse
driving
me?
one of these. She's driving the Corolla?
She's driving the Hyundai at this time.
Okay.
Are they both on the insurance for all these vehicles?
From what we understand, yes, but at any time he could take her off the insurance and she would have no knowledge.
Right, and this is because if he is a primary holder of the insurance and she's a secondary on there, because they're not married, he can just take her off whenever he wants. Now, had they been married, both parties need to agree, or I believe it needs to be court ordered for you to be able to take the person off the insurance. You can't just do it when they're married, obviously, because things happen in a marriage and you can do things out of spite. But if they're just boyfriend and girlfriend, there is nothing legally tying them together. So, God forbid she were to get into an accident, she'd be SOL because she wouldn't know she didn't have insurance. And when it's time to get the insurance stuff together, that's when she would find out that she is not covered. This is absolutely insanity. This guy is screwing her over royally, like royally screwing her over. And I mean, I'm sorry to say, but she's kind of stupid for doing all these things this way. They had been together for 3 years. They should have already been talking about being married before any of this happened. Like, if I had been her, I would have said, okay, you want to start this business, you want to take out all these loans, you want to do all these things, get these cars, whatever. Well, we need to get married first. I need to have some sort of legal protection to protect myself in case we don't work out. Because now look who's getting the bad end of the stick.
Why is that? If she's also on it as well.
Because they are not currently together. It's his insurance agent.
Is he trying to actively destroy her life at this point? Like, where's his head at?
Basically, he left her 1 month after they had a child together. He is not ordered to pay. He pays $100 a month for child support.
That's what
and
was
they have told her
ordered by the courts?
If she contests it because he does not have verifiable income, she may end up having to pay him.
This is a nightmare. I'm so sorry.
100%, which is why we're wondering, if she files bankruptcy, would that get her out from under as co-signer from all of this? So at least she doesn't end up with all this on her lap.
You know what the crazy thing about filing for bankruptcy, even if it were to fix her issue, she'd be destroyed for at least 7 years. Financially ruined for at least 7 years. What I mean by that is that when you file for bankruptcy, you have this shows up on your credit, the bankruptcy, for at least 7 years. At least 7 years. So let's say she were to get a better job, put herself in a financial situation where she can afford to buy a home, wants to buy a home and can afford to do it. Well, she can't, because now she has that bankruptcy in her record. If she wants to buy a car, same thing. She might be able to get a car based on her income, but she might get a horrible interest rate because, again, the banks would be taking a huge financial risk trying to, lend her to buy a car because of the bankruptcy, even though technically she wasn't doing anything wrong. But imagine being on hold for at least 7 years of your life where you can't really do anything financially, right? To put yourself in a better situation, like buy a home or buy a car. That is absolutely like life destroying. 7 years is a long time to wait. And that's minimum 7 years.
Well, the bankruptcy is not going to help much because they're going to liquidate all the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get repoed, she's going to be on the hook for the difference. They're going to sell it at auction for nothing. And then she's going to owe even more. While her financial life gets destroyed for 7 to 10 years from the bankruptcy. So I don't love that option. I would try to see how we can get her out of these individual situations one by one and get her income up enough to where she could pay them if she had to.
Okay.
And I would try to get up. You're about 15 grand underwater on all these vehicles.
Mhm.
Obviously, she needs something reliable to drive, and obviously, we need the ability to find this car and be able to sell it, which that's going to be the difficult part because he's got most of these toys, doesn't he?
Mhm.
He has everything. She has access to the Hyundai and the Toyota, but you know she would love to sell the Toyota. She can't because of this loan that's on it.
Yeah.
She has told him, "Come get the Hyundai. I will go out and buy something that I can afford, so I can make my own payment." But she can't with her credit wrapped up in all of this.
Yeah. Well, she could drive the Corolla, right? If she sold the Hyundai, she could do that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if we at least get out of those two, it solves some problems here because that at least alleviates some of this pain when you owe 33 on one and 9 on the other, which means you need to come up with 12 grand to get out from underwater on this, and then you can keep the Corolla.
This is just an absolute nightmare for that lady. I hope it works out. That guy literally royally screwed her. But again, this should be a lesson to people who are watching this. Not just, my video, but if they follow Dave Ramsey and they see something like this, do not get financially involved like this until you're married. When you are just boyfriend and girlfriend, when you are just dating, your finances should be apart. And that is my opinion. But as you can see, I think it is a good opinion to have. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Those are my thoughts. I want to know yours in the comment section down below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. And if you like what I do here and you want to support my work, I have links in the description box below. You can buy me a coffee or send me a Cash App. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.